Hi, hello students. Welcome to Indian Tech Guru for you. So let us move on to the next topic in computer arithmetic. The next topic is multiplication algorithms. So in the previous class we discussed about the addition and subtraction, how to perform the addition and subtraction of numbers, and we have seen two different types of algorithms for performing the addition as well as subtraction. So one is for the signed magnitude representation, another one is for the 2's complement representation, and how to perform the addition as well as subtraction in both the categories using the signed magnitude representation and using the 2's complement representation. So in case of the multiplication algorithms also, we are going to see two algorithms. One is for signed magnitude representation, another algorithm for 2's complement representation. Because 2's complement representation is easier to work with negative numbers, so we are going to see two different algorithms. So before actually moving to the particular algorithms which are going to implement the multiplication operation, so first of all we should know how to perform the multiplication. So from childhood onwards we will be familiar with the multiplication operation. So we are going to perform the multiplication as a successive shift and add operations. So for example, here if you consider multiplying two numbers 23 and 19, so we know the equivalent binary value for 23 is 10111 1248 16. So 16 plus 4 23, and the binary equivalent for 19 is 10011. Now to multiply these two numbers, binary numbers, so we will follow the same procedure which we have followed from childhood onwards. So what is that? Multiply the multiplicand with the least significant bit of multiplier. Multiply with 1, then the same value will come 10111, and multiply with this particular one. However, so before placing the intermediate result, shift the intermediate result. So now we are going to start from here 11101 and multiply with 0, all zeros, 0 0 0 0 0, multiply with 0, all zeros, 0 0 0 0 0, and multiply finally with 1 1 1 1 0 1. Now finally add all the bits, then we will get 1 1 1 1 0 triple 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 triple 1 1 1 triple 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 1. So this will be the final product. So this we already know how to perform this type of multiplication, but as far as the computer is concerned, so it is difficult to perform multiplication like this, because we need to store all the intermediate results in specific registers. Okay, so that is the basic problem. So that's why to avoid this problem, we will alter this particular process somewhat, so that it will be easier for the computer system to calculate the multiplication of two numbers. So as far as the sign is concerned, here we have not considered sign. So however, this is plus 23, this is plus 19. As far as the sign is concerned, we know plus into plus is equal to plus, plus into minus is equal to minus, minus into plus is equal to minus, minus into minus is equal to plus. So this we already know. So based on this particular principle, the sign of the product is determined from the signs of the multiplicand and multiplier. Based on the signs of the multiplicand and multiplier, we are going to get the product sign. If both the signs of multiplicand and multiplier are equal, then the result product sign must be plus, and if they are not equal, then the product sign must be minus. So like this we are going to perform multiplication. However, we need to change the process so that it will be suitable for the computer system. So for that purpose, let us see how the multiplication of two signed magnitude numbers is carried out in a digital computer. So first of all, when multiplication is implemented in a digital computer, we need to change the process slightly. How to change the process? Step number 1. Instead of providing registers to store and add simultaneously as many binary numbers as there are bits in the multiplier, it is convenient to provide an adder for the summation of only two binary numbers. So instead of providing several registers to store intermediate binary numbers, we are going to provide only one adder circuit, so which is going to add only two binary numbers and successfully accumulate the partial products in a register. And we are going to accumulate the partial products in a particular register. That is, only to accumulate the partial products we need only one register rather than several registers. Step number 2, instead of shifting the multiplicand to the left, so in the previous example we have shown that the multiplicand need to be shifted left before actually adding the content. However, instead of shifting left, the partial product is shifted to the right. In this process, in step number 2, the partial product is shifted to right rather than shifting the multiplicand to the left. And step number 3 is when the corresponding bit of the multiplier is 0. So if the multiplier is having a 0 bit, then there is no need to add all zeros to the partial product, since it will not alter its value. So whenever the multiplier, the corresponding bit of the multiplier is 0, then you need not perform any action because there will not be any change in the partial product. So using these 3 steps, we are going to perform the multiplication of signed magnitude representation. To see how it works practically, let us take one simple example and verify. So before verifying by taking an example, first of all, let us see what are the hardware required for performing the signed magnitude multiplication. The hardware required is, here you can see, we need 2 registers, register B and register Q, register B and register Q, to represent the multiplicand as well as multiplier. And we are going to store the multiplicand in register B. Store the multiplicand in register B and store the multiplier in register Q. Multiplier in register Q. And we need a complementer and a parallel adder that we already discussed. Similarly, we need one additional register for the sequence counter. Sequence counter will store the number of bits in the multiplier. The number of bits in the multiplier. And Qn will represent the least significant bit of the multiplier. Qn is equal to least significant bit of multiplier. And in addition to that, we need a register to store the intermediate product. Intermediate product will be stored in register A. And we need expansion bit. So whenever after adding, if carry out is there, then to store the carry out, we need expansion bit. And similarly, we need the sign bit for the resultant, AS. AS represents the sign bit for the result, and QS represents the sign bit for multiplier. BS represents the sign bit for multiplicand. So this is the register organization, and initially we are going to move 0 value to the expansion bit. Initially we are going to move the 0 value for the expansion bit. So like this the register representation will be there, and finally the result will be stored. The result will be stored in both the registers AQ, the combination of registers AQ. Okay, final result will be stored in AQ. That is very, very important. So this is the hardware configuration for multiplying two signed magnitude represented numbers. So now let us move on to the procedure. How we are going to perform the multiplication. So the flow chart for the multiplication. This is the flow chart for the multiplication, and so here we can see by taking one example so that you can easily understand how the operation is carried out. So as I have already discussed that the multiplicand will be stored in B and the multiplier is stored in Q. So this is the multiplicand B 10111. So what is the value of 10111? So 10111 means 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So 2023. Next, what is multiplier? Multiplier is in Q, that is 10011. 10011 means 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So it is 19. So what we are going to perform? We are going to perform multiplication for plus 23 into plus 19. So what should be the result? 19 3 is 57, 19 2 is 38, 43, 437. We should get 437. So the final product here what we get is 437 in decimal numbers. Okay. So this is how what we are going to calculate, but we need to convert the decimal numbers into binary numbers before actually performing the multiplication. So that's why we converted the binary numbers in decimal numbers into binary numbers. So this is the binary equivalent of multiplicand. So this is the Q value. So initially what we need to do, we need to move the multiplicand to register B, and we need to move the multiplier to register Q. That we did. Next, what we need to do, we need to assign the final results sign bit AS to QS exclusive or BS. So QS exclusive or BS means, so if both are plus, then the final results sign bit will be plus. If the both are minuses, then the final products sign bit will be plus. If either one is plus or minus, then the final results value will be minus. Okay. So it is actually determined based on the exclusive OR operation. So this is 0 0 1 1, you are going to get the value 0. So for 0 1 1 0, you are going to get the value 1. So like this we are going to assign the value for the product, the sign bit for the product to AS. Similarly, we are going to assign the sign, we are going to change the sign bit for the QS also. So by assigning QS exclusive or BS, the resultant product's sign bit. Next, coming to A and E values. So A is an intermediate product register. So A will be moved to all zeros. Initially, A will be moved to all zeros, and expansion bit E is moved to 0. Expansion bit E is moved to 0, and sequence counter is set to n minus 1. Initially, sequence counter is set to n minus 1. So total how many bits are there in multiplier? Sequence counter is the number of bits available in multiplier. So totally 5 bits are there. So we need we are going to set 5 minus 1, 4, initially 4 value, because the sequence counter will be repeated till we get the 0 value. Okay. So the iterations will be 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Total 5 iterations must be there, because 5 numbers are there in queue. So initial value has been set to the sequence counter. So this is the initialization part. So initialization part is over. Next comes the actual implementation. So the actual implementation is based on the Qn value. So what is Qn represents? Qn represents the least significant bit of multiplier. Least significant bit of multiplier. What is the least significant bit of multiplier? This one. Okay. So Qn is equal to 1. So whenever Qn is equal to 1, then what to do? Add A plus B and assign the result to EA. A plus B, perform A plus B. A is all zeros, B is 1 0 1 1 1. Add these two values, then we are going to get 1 0 1 1 1 initially, and store it in EA. E value is same. So after that, what to do? Shift right EAQ. So what are the values of EAQ? E is 0, A is 1 0 1 1 1, and Q is 1 0 0 1 1. Now perform the shift right operation. Shift right means this 0 will come here, this 1 will come here, 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 1. Okay, this will be shift right operation, and the leftmost bit will be filled with 0. So this is 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 double 1 double 0 1 double 1 double 0 1. Now the sequence counter will be decremented by 1. SC assignment SC minus 1. Okay. So after the decrement of sequence counter, now once again check the sequence counter. The sequence counter is not equal to 0. So once again repeat the same sequence of steps. Check the Qn value. Now Qn value is once again 1. So if the Qn value is once again 1, then what to do? Add the content of B. to the intermediate product. So 1 0 1 1 1 add, then you are going to get 0 0 0 1 0, and you are going to get carry out. Okay, 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. You are going to get carry out, and that carry out will be moved to E bit. So this is the second partial product. So this is the first partial product, and this is the second partial product. So after getting the second partial product, shift EAQ. So this one will come here, 1 0 0 1, this 0 will come here, 0 1 1 0 0. So this is the value after shifting EAQ. Then decrement the sequence counter. Sequence counter is not equal to 0. Then check the QN value. QN value is now, this is QN value, now 0. It is 0. So whenever QN is 0, you need not to add anything. Just perform the shift right operation for EAQ and decrement the sequence counter. So once again we perform the shift right and decrement the sequence counter. Now once again QN is 0. So once again perform shift right operation for EAQ and decrement sequence counter. Now QN is 1. So because QN is 1, then add B value for the intermediate product. So the intermediate product is 0 0 1 0 0. Add 1 0 1 1 1 for that. Then you are going to get this value. So this is the fifth partial product. So after getting fifth partial product, so shift EAQ. So we have shifted, this 0 will come here, this 1 will come here. So we have shifted successfully. After shifting, now the sequence counter will become 0. So once the sequence counter will become 0, then it stops the execution, and the final product is available in AQ. So what is the value of A? 0 1 1 0 1. What is the value of Q? 1 0 1 0 1. So this is the final product. So like this we are going to perform the multiplication for signed magnitude represented numbers. So actually we are altering the process, the normal process, because if you go for the normal process, then we need to store all the intermediate results in separate registers. So if the multiplier is having 10 digits, then we need 10 registers to store the intermediate results. However, if you alter the sequence like this, then we need not to store the intermediate result separately, but we are going to update the intermediate result and store in the same register. What is that register? Register A. So like this we are going to perform the multiplication very easily for signed magnitude representation. So what are the hardware we need? We need the hardware. Now once again see what is the hardware we need, as we have completed the process. So we need B register. The B register is going to store the multiplicand. We need a Q register, which is going to store the multiplier, and we need a sequence counter, which is going to store the number of digits available in this particular multiplier, and we need a complementary and parallel adder which is going to perform the addition operation, and we need an expansion bit E to store the carry out if any. Initially E value will be moved to 0. So however, the initial value of sequence counter, so initial value of sequence counter, so is actually n minus 1. So here n is the number of bits of multiplier. So the number of bits will be including the sign bit. So that is why. So previously we have said that we need to take 5 minus 1. However, we need to take 6 minus 1. The initial value will be 5. So why we need to take the value 6 as 6 initial value? Because we need to include the sign bit of the Q register also. We have not included previously. So the initial value of sequence counter will be 5. So let us observe in the table. So if you see the table here, so the initial value of the sequence counter is 101. That is 5, not 4. How we get 5? SC assignment n minus 1. N is the number of bits. N is the number of bits of multiplier including the sign bit. Okay. So the actual number of bits available in Q is 5. However, we have not considered the sign bit. So actually the number of bits are 6. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So the initial value of SC will be 5, not 4. Okay. So make that change. So coming to the registers. So we need these registers for performing the multiplication of signed magnitude numbers. And now once again see the procedure. So what is the procedure we need to follow for multiplying two signed magnitude represented numbers? So now if you see, you will understand in a better way. Instead of providing registers to store and add simultaneously as many binary numbers as there are bits in the multiplier. So for example, if there are 10 bits in multiplier, then in the original process we need 10 registers to store intermediate results. So however, without doing that, it is convenient to provide an adder for the summation of only two binary numbers and successively accumulate the partial products in a register. Successively accumulate, that is, we are not going to provide one register for each partial product, but we are going to accumulate, that is, change the values in the same register, and we are going to use only one intermediate register. What is that intermediate register? Register A. And in this intermediate register, we are storing the partial product and updating the partial product whenever necessary. So as per the procedure, updating the partial product. How we are going to update the partial product? That is in step 2. Instead of shifting the multiplicand to the left, so instead of shifting in the previous process, we are going to shift the multiplicand to the left. So instead of doing that, what we are going to do? The partial product is shifted to the right. So whatever the partial product that is available in A, that will be shifted right. So which is equivalent to shifting the multiplicand to the left. And step number 3 is when the corresponding bit of the multiplier is 0. So whenever there is a 0 value in the multiplier bit, then you need not to add all zeros, because if you add all zeros, then the partial product will be same. So why to waste time? So that is why we need not to add anything. Just we are going to perform the shift right and decrement the sequence counter. So now these steps you can better understand, because already we have shown the process. So after showing the process, if you once again see what are the sequence of steps needed, then you can better understand. Okay. Now by showing these steps, I will tell one simple example so that you can easily even understand in a better way. So let us take 10101. So what is this value? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. It is 21. And consider it as multiplicand. Multiplicand is 21. And take 1, 1 as multiplier. Okay. So now I will show you the original method and the altered method. What is the original method? 10101 into 11. So multiply with 1, 10101. Multiply with 1, 10101. Add the product 111111. So what we are going to get? What is the result? 21 into 3. So we are going to get 63. So this value is 63. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. If you add all the values, you are going to get the value 63. Okay. So this is the product. This is how we are going to perform naturally from childhood onwards. Now we have altered this procedure. Now I will show you the altered procedure. What is the altered procedure? I will show you. So what is the altered procedure is 10101 is the multiplicand value and 11 is the multiplier value. So take an intermediate register A, so which will have all zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 5 zeros, and the expansion bit initially is 0. Now what to do? Whenever there is a 1 in the least significant bit of the multiplier, then add multiplicand value to the intermediate register. Add 10101. Then we are going to get 10101 as result. So this is the E bit as it is, it will be there. And this is the multiplier value. Now what you need to do? You need to perform, instead of shifting left, here you can see we are going to shift left. Now instead of shifting left, we are going to shift right the intermediate product. So if you shift right, then the values will be changed like this: 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. This one will come here. Okay. Now this expansion bit will be filled with 0. Once again there is a 1 in the least significant bit. That's why what you need to do, once again add the content of multiplicand to the intermediate product. So 10101 added. So if you add, what value you are going to get? 11111, and this will be 0 as usual. So this will be 11. and what you need to do, perform the shift right operation. So if you perform the shift right operation, then this 0 will come here, 0 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, so now that's it, because how many iterations are there? 2 iterations, because sequence counter value is 2. Sequence counter value is 2. So now the final product is available. So the final product will be in A and Q. So what is A value? 0 1 1 1 1. What is Q value? 1 1. So this is the final product. So you can see here, this product and this product are same. So like this, we have altered the sequence to perform the multiplication in a better way without using huge number of registers. So if you want to implement in the original method like this, then we need to store this value in register R1, this intermediate value in register R2, this intermediate value in register R3, this one in register R4, this one in register R5, and finally add all these register values to get the product. So see how many registers we need. 5 registers, because the multiplier is having 5 bits. If the multiplier will have 20 bits, then we need to have 20 registers to hold the intermediate results. So which is a huge wastage of registers. So that's why instead of using those many registers, we have altered the process, and we are going to store the updated value in the partial product, updated partial product in the same register. So what is that temporary register? Register A. So initially register A contains all zeros. In the first intermediate step, it contains 1 0 1 0 1. In the second intermediate step, it contains 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, so like this, we are going to change the contents of the registers. So if you see here, in this example also, initially the intermediate product A value will be all zeros, and in the first partial product it will be changed to 1 0 1 1 1, same as B value. In the second partial product it will be changed to 0 0 0 1 0, and in the third partial product it will be changed to 0 1 0 0 0. In the fourth partial product it will be changed to 0 0 1 0 0, and in the fifth partial product it will be changed to 1 1 0 1 1. And by combining this A value and Q value, we are going to get the final product. Okay, so like this, the multiplication is carried out in a simple way by adding the content and by shifting the partial product to the right, by performing the shift right, the E value, A value and Q value. So several times we are going to get the final product. Okay, so this is the flow chart for multiplying two numbers of signed magnitude representation. So because we are using the signed magnitude representation, we are storing the signs of bits, signs of the registers in separate flip-flops. Those are QS, BS and AS. So which will be stored separately, and accordingly the final products sign bit will be stored in AS. So ultimately the final result will be AS. This is the sign bit of the final product, and AQ. So this is the sign bit and this is the final product. So this will be the final result which will be available after performing the multiplication. So that is about the elaborate discussion regarding the multiplication of two signed magnitude represented binary numbers. Hope you understand the logic. That's all for now.